YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back, and I got my New York Jets 2021 NFL offseason rebuild for you guys today. Going through free agency, making cuts, and then clearing some cap space. The Jets really don't need to, but we made some moves here. Re-signing players and then diving into free agency in the NFL draft. We're doing this for every single team. Already did it for a bunch. All kinds of NFL offseason content on the channel. Plenty more to come. We'll have you covered fully through trades, free agency, NFL draft, everything you can think of. Follow our Twitter for instant news, breaking down everything. But please subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. You see underneath me, walkthemock.com. One of a kind, definitely the best draft simulator out there. You can join live mocks like crazy at any given time. Trades, you can draft live against other users. You can create your own lobbies with your friends. It's pretty awesome. So check it out. It ends up being very cheap if you use my code GOATHOUSE. So link pinned in the comments for that and anything that you need. Here is our Twitter. So just constant talk about moves and everything. Go ahead and follow that. And a cheat sheet type thing, offseason guide. I'll pin a link in the comments. Restructures at this link. Just live updates basically on here and some predictions on things. So pretty useful stuff. Check out that link in the comments there. Jets, $72 million. That's damn good compared to the rest of the NFL. Most of it, I should say, especially in the disaster this year. They don't necessarily have to clear space, but I went ahead and did. And doing these videos, I kind of playing GM for the teams. I kind of realized some things a little more. I knew the Jets had a lot of needs, but I did realize there's a lot of needs here for the Jets. But they're heading in the right direction, we hope. Henry Anderson, you cut it. Is it worth keeping him with that $8.2 million sitting around? I don't think so. I cut him, gained the 8.2. Offensive lineman you need offensive linemen, so cutting them, could look bad, but you need offensive linemen because these guys aren't right. These aren't the answer. So you might as well cut these guys, save a good amount of money here in Fant and Lewis, and then move on, continue to rebuild. It's going to take more than one offseason to completely turn this around because there are some needs, some big needs. Trading Sam Darnold, I think, is likely. I do think they're going to go quarterback in the first round there. Who knows what some people seem to believe they're going to get a second round pick out of Sam Darnold. I don't see how anybody can trade that after what they watch, what he's done. There's a lot of problems in his game. I know people want to blame Gase and the Jets' weapons, but if you actually watch, there's a lot of problems in his game. And sure, he can improve, but I just don't know how much you would actually trade for this guy. But I think he'll be traded somewhere around a mid-round pick, and they can clear an extra $4.77 million there. In this case, I'm playing GM, so yes, I'm definitely choosing to trade him and move on. Then we move on to re-signing. So we're looking at a whopping $98.32 million in cap space after the cuts in the trade. I definitely want Marcus May back. I wouldn't be against at all re-signing him long-term. He's a very good safety. I really like the duo of Marcus May and Ashton Davis. Really like that for the future. Probably a tag, though. We'll see if how he fits this scheme, Robert Saleh's scheme here. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it would make sense to tag him. Keep Brian Poole around, good slot corner there. It's not super easy to find a replacement there. And a couple guys that will probably be cheaper. They played pretty well this year. They could end up being, in a perfect world, they could end up being rotation guys. Terrell Basham, their edge rusher, and Neville Hewitt, who played pretty well, the off-the-ball linebacker position. So guys that can just keep, starters at this moment, this specific moment right here, but we can get better here. Maybe turn them into rotation. They'll probably be playing a lot in year one here with this new staff. Then we go into targets for free agency in the draft. See a lot of draft picks here because they have a lot of picks through 3 rounds, so I usually go through the rounds 3 or 4 here with these targets. So they can sign Joe Thuney, who's a big-time guard from the Patriots there, so that just instantly makes your interior a lot better. Richard Sherman, being familiar with Saleh's scheme there, makes a lot of sense. And then you upgrade at the cornerback position, and you upgrade the edge rush position. They're going to want some edge rushers that can drop and cover if they need to in this scheme. Not necessarily the defensive end on one side, but the edge rusher. The more athletic coverage style edge rusher on the other side, so a guy like Judon could fit. Then we go to the draft, the expected Zach Wilson, second overall. It's not a guarantee, obviously. This one's interesting, too, because they may have to trade up a little bit, but I really like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah for them. It could be, kind of the Fred Warner of this defense, for Robert Saleh there, that coverage, rangy, freak athlete linebacker. So I think they'll like him a lot. Maybe they'll have to move up a little bit. I just really like the fit. Dylan Raduns, who can play right tackle for them right away, could play guard if they need him to, but I think in this case, put him at right tackle opposite of Mekhi Becton. Can grab another receiver, Dwayne Eskridge, who is, a little like Jamison Crowder. Crowder might not have a whole lot longer here, but pairing him with Crowder, I like Denzel Mims. Pretty good group there. And they could go running back. I don't think this staff's going to value, remember it's coming from that Shanahan 49ers tree. They're not going to value running back super high. They do need to get better there. But getting a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, who is a mixture of running back and receiver, he's going to play running back, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield and downfield from the slot and outside at a very high level. So I think they'll like him, potential late third-round pick there. But yeah, it's because they have so many needs, and there's still needs that we didn't have going in those first 5 picks. They can go in any order, and there's always those people that comment, they're going to go this, then they're going to go this. That's not how it works, and those people are always wrong. So there is an insane amount of different scenarios they can go for the draft here. Going on another option, though, I still believe they'll take Zach Wilson, but I went with a little different option here. But starting with the free agents, Juju Smith-Schuster really, paying to upgrade at that receiver position. Pair him with Crowder and Mims. Definitely a possibility. They could upgrade at center. Corey Linsley, I think they'll be in on him. He can get paid, top paid center maybe in the NFL or this free agency at least. I really like the fit of Tyus Bowser, another Ravens edge rusher. I really love this fit. He's not going to cost a whole lot of money. And then keep in mind, every time people see this team has $98 million, or right now they have $72, they're going to spend all of it. They're going to get the best free agents. Not how it works. Teams tend to save money like this, so they're not going to go out and spend everything. People always get confused about that. But I love the fit of Tyus Bowser, sleeper, a lot of upside, can drop in coverage. Yeah, again, has upside as a pass rusher. I think he'll kind of fit that D Ford role that Robert Saleh had with the Niners. We go to the draft. What if they took Penei Sewell with the second overall pick? What if they went tackle? They would need to get a quarterback in the first round here somewhere, so probably a trade up for Mac Jones because he's not going to drop there. But I do think they'll like Mac Jones. I thought about what if they keep second and they don't go Zach Wilson? What if they go Trey Lance and they'll like a guy like Trey Lance? Possibility. Change it up a little bit here, though. They would have to trade up for Mac Jones. And they'll view Tyson Campbell as a fit in their scheme. Quincy Roche, looking out for more edge rushers would be pretty important, because Robert Saleh's scheme was so dominant, looking at guys like Nick Bosa, D Ford, Arik Armstead, who moved around a little bit on the D-line. So get a guy like Quincy Roche, who's really good stopping a run, but really athletic off the edge, rushing the passer as well. And then getting their guard in the draft. I think Kendrick Green's a really good fit here from Illinois. He's definitely a sleeper. He'll probably go around round 3. I think he's a guy that he's kind of not a big name, but he's a guy that can go around round 3 that could probably start right away for a lot of teams. I think he's pretty polished. So, and they could still go running back, still go linebacker. So as you can see, they can have a million different scenarios they can go, especially when it comes to the draft and what order position they go. It could be anything. It's going to be decided when they're on the clock, who's on the board. So there isn't a set order. People always think they're in the front office, and they're always wrong. So they do have a lot of needs, but they're in position to fill those needs and do some big things. So it's definitely a fun time to be. It sounds funny, but it's definitely a fun time to be a Jets fan, I think. Not based, obviously, that's probably why it sounds funny, not based on what just happened, but what's to come here. It's going to be a lot of excitement, I think, this offseason. At the same time, you can't expect them to use that full cap space and get all the big players. It's really not how it works, but it's going to be a lot of fun here. So if you guys enjoyed this, we'll be talking about these scenarios on Twitter like we do for all these videos. We'll be finishing these up. Hopefully, the middle of next week, we'll be done with these and then back to the other content that we have, but a lot on the channel, a lot more to come. Please subscribe, smash that like button. Make sure you follow the Twitter. Any link that you need to be in the comments. But that's going to do it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.